Hello everyone, welcome to Border Explains. I don't know, we can come up with a name for it at some point. Today I'd like to basically pull up a clip and just explain my thought process on how I went through learning it and what made it easier and what wouldn't make it easier and how to not break yourself while you're doing it. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Clip number 1. So this is from when I was living in Whistler. This has to be one of my favorites, I would say. So this one is a back 350, back 3. If you want to get more specific, backside 360, tail press, backside 360. So obviously practice back 3s on. I've been doing them for a while at that time. Practice switch front 150s or switch front side 180 tail presses. Kind of just try to figure out how I compare those two things together. Basically, what I like to do when I'm spinning backside onto a rail is I'm not really like the jumpers. I almost kind of strictly was riding rails for too long. I do want to change that. I would like to get into jumps. Maybe Jack McDougall, you can convince me to do some better tricks, or force me to if you actually come to Banff. Get out of Whistler, you dummy. Overall, I think, in my opinion, what works the best for me, I don't do setup carves. So I have a sturdy toe edge coming into the rail. I try to keep my board as straight as I can. Like the distance I am beside the rail on the takeoff, it's whatever feels comfortable to you. I find when you do a straight approach, no setup carve, and you just have a solid edge in the lip so you don't catch your edge when you go to spin. That's been the best outcome for me every time. It's almost like 8 out of 10 tries works, so I'm happy with that. Once you get the hang of the takeoff for a back 3, practice that a bunch. Find a good tube to try it on. I feel like the crashes you can take aren't as significant as if you're trying it on bigger rails, and there's more surface area you can land on, so it just makes everything a lot easier if you're trying to learn that stuff. I come up with a straight approach and I almost look to the right of the rail, so that just helps me kind of, when I go for the backside spin, it helps me pop more in line with the rail. I don't jump over the rail. That's a big factor that really helps me with the straight approach. So when we get into it, once you do a few of these, you'll kind of notice how that first part of the backside 180, it really goes by super quick. And once you get used to that, if you're turned enough, you'll spot it just before you get to 180. Once you get to that point, that's where I like to compare the backside 360 to a switch frontside 180. Because once you're at that halfway point, all you're doing is a switch frontside 180, and you work on both of those tricks. It all works really well together. When you get switch front 180s onto a rail, it's almost like you're stepping onto it, and it's very comfortable. You do that enough times, once you start doing the backside 360 on, they almost feel one and the same. You just go a little bit faster for the 360, and typically it goes well. If you want to go for the press, this one is where I really like to practice my switch front 180 tail presses, and when I do that, I find it gives you that muscle memory of how you're supposed to kind of land with that pressure on your back foot to keep your nose up. And I'll say a big trick tip for presses, I think a lot of people miss this because they think the trick to presses is a soft board, and I think it's the complete opposite. I was just riding like a 158. I typically ride a 153 centimeter snowboard, or 154, and I was just riding a 158, and it was a very stiff version of the current board I ride, like significantly stiffer. And I was able to press that like nothing, and I still see people to this day who are skilled boarders and they can't press a soft board. And I'll show you the trick to doing that. The biggest thing to doing a solid press, no matter the board, is use your body weight. If you're not putting your body weight and you're just trying to pull up on your front leg, good luck. It never works. So I like to sit on my back leg as if I'm doing a one-legged squat. You know, maybe less exaggerated because you're obviously got a snowboard strapped into you, but you gotta get all your body weight on that back foot, lean back, and trust that your board's gonna hold you up. Sometimes softer boards don't really like it, but take that mindset and maybe just put a little less weight into it and it'll go way better than you'd ever imagine. So you work on your presses, work on switch frontside 180s into your presses, and work on your backside spins onto rails. Then you can pair all three of those together and it does come out with a good outcome, because now you're able to spin a full 360 and comfortably land in a press, which typically people would think is more difficult than you'd assume. But once you just take those 3 steps, 5-0s, switch front 1-5-0s, and back 3s, it all works one and the same. So once you're going for the backside 360 5-0, I really like to think of it like a switch front 180 5-0 or tail press once you pass backside 180. So once I'm right here, I can see my eyes are looking right at the rail. They're bolted on there. And at this point is where I swap my mindset to be like, okay, let's just do a switch front 1 tail press. It makes everything just feel a lot more simple. So you can see it's definitely a lot more chill. I'm not trying to go full 360 and then press, because typically if you think about it like a backside 360 to a 5-0, chances are you're gonna land that back 3 and then 5-0, and there's gonna be a big gap where you're not pressing. So this trick will help you land in a press and, you know, keep the style in there. So yeah, once you are just passing back 180, swap your mindset to a switch front 1 tail press, and that typically goes. Then you just gotta work on making it to the end. And in this case, I did do a backside 360 out, but whatever floats your boat. In my situation, my shoulders kept turning, so that was the easy option out for me. You know, a goal of mine would be to do a frontside 180 out, be able to land in that press, counteract that shoulder rotation, and then spin the other way out. That's a goal of mine. Maybe this year it can happen. But yeah, overall, once you pair those 3 things together, it is a very doable trick, even though it looks the complete opposite. So let's just play it full speed once more. And yeah, if you guys have any other tricks or videos of mine or videos of other riders that you would like me to explain or kind of break down in ways that helps you guys understand how you should approach them when you want to learn those tricks, so leave it down in the comments. Like, subscribe. I'll be coming up with more videos, and if you guys leave suggestions, that would be awesome too, because if there's any tricks in particular you'd like to learn, especially on rails, I'm your guy. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok at _boarder, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace.